Hello students, in this session I am going to talk to you about a poem Women's Rights written by Annie Louisa Walker. I am Shivamurthy, Assistant Professor in English, BTCG Government First Grade College, Somarpet, Kodagu District. The objectives of the present session are to introduce the poets to the students, to introduce the context of the poem to the students. After listening to this session, students would understand the background of the poet and understand the background of the poem. Annie Louisa Walker lived between the year 1838 to 1907. She was born on 23rd of June in Stratford, England, and died on 7th of July 1907 in Bath, England. She was an influential teacher and an author. In her lifetime she has written 5 novels and 2 collections of poems, and she has edited an autobiography also. In 1858, Walker's family moved to Sarnia in Canada, and there Annie Walker, with her sisters Francisca and Isabella, founded a school. But the school was not run for a long time. It was closed due to Francisca and Isabella's deaths. Since her young age itself, Walker was writing poems. She was sending it to newspapers and magazines regularly. In 1861, she published a series of poems, but they were published anonymously. Women's Rights was one of the less popular poems out of the series she published. From that collection of poems, most of them were based on natural or religious themes. In the 19th century in Canada, women and men were expected to fill separate spheres of society. Men were expected to live a public life, they enjoyed more freedom, and women, on the other hand, were usually limited to their families only. They were homebound, they had to take care of cooking, cleaning, and bringing up the children. In the poem Women's Rights also, we can see these ideas are reflected. Apart from this, women were not given so much of freedom in the political activities, whereas men enjoyed those opportunities. Though expectations to the rule did exist, women in general were entirely shut out of the public sphere in the 19th century Canada. This is what Annie Louisa Walker is trying to convey through her poem. Annie Louisa Walker had many influences in her life. She was influenced by many ideas and people who came in her life. From a young age, she was quite religious. It is evident in her poems also. Walker believed in equality for women. Her poem Women's Rights reflected on her views of feminism and on how she believed women should be treated. One more factor which influenced her poetry was the people with whom she came in contact. A writer called Oliphant encouraged Walker to write this kind of poetry. The biggest influence over her poetry was her beliefs. The context of the poem, Women's Rights, is defining women's rights within a limited sphere of influence. Women can and have been robbed of their lives and are being made as housewives under the advantages of their husbands or any other male factor in the household. Moreover, this poem states that women, although treated unequal, had all their reasons to keep their happiness. That means the poet is optimistic of being happy though she is confined to live under the control of male dominant society. So far, we have discussed the background of the poet and the context of writing the present poem Women's Rights. Now I will ask some questions. Please try to answer these questions. Annie Louisa Walker has written dash novels. One novel, two novels, three novels, five novels. Question number 2. Annie Louisa Walker is a poet from England, Ireland, Scotland, Canada. Question number 3. Annie Louisa Walker is a feminist writer, postmodern writer, Elizabethan writer, Marxist writer. Question number 4. Annie Louisa Walker opposes male dominant society, female dominant society, equality of genders, doesn't speak of gender disparity. Annie Louisa Walker had started a school, university, hospital, church. Here I am giving some references, some books and internet sources. For more information on the poem and the poetess, you can refer these books and internet sources.